Welcome to Trading Lounge and the European indices. We'll cover the DAX, the FTSE and the AEX. And with the DAX here, I want to kind of compare it to the S&P 500 for a moment too. We'd been tracking the DAX in terms of an wave 3 here, and then an A wave here, a B wave here, and then we were looking for the C wave down, and we were looking for shorts and so on and so on. And we'll look at this detail here in a moment. In a nutshell, we're looking for this wave C here and wave 4 here, and from B to C here, we're looking at, we want to be looking at a 5-wave structure down through here. So we're thinking that we've actually got a high wave 4 that's come back up here before we have the wave 5 coming down here further to complete this wave C here. It's possible that wave C is completed here. And we'll talk about that in a moment, but yeah, we'll talk about those details in a moment. But what I wanted to talk about is that we've got wave 3 here on the DAX, and the A, the B, and the C here. When we look at the S&P 500, we're looking at the S&P 500 making this top here, and we're thinking that this market needs to have 3 waves, so an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave here before finishing this off here. So this move down through here has started pretty much the same. If I could just bear with me a second, if I can bring that across here so you can see that. So this move here from the top here has started down through here, as it started through here as well. So we're thinking that if the S&P 500 has got to play out in terms of an A and a B and a C here for wave 4 here, then where would it leave this market, this market here? So maybe, because wave 4s are normally quite complicated, they could be simple, but in most cases they're complex, especially if wave 2 of the same degree is simple, then wave 4 will be complex. So just paving the way here for ideas is that this this situation here could have all of this as just wave A coming, once we've got the 5 waves here, as wave A here, and then and then wave B over here, and then another, then wave C over here. Then that would match up with the S&P 500 pretty much finishing on the same time here, because it's kind of unusual to see the European markets lead in a way, and lead in the way that they've finished wave 3 early up through here. So yeah, we just need to, I just wanted to mention that anyway, so it's something that we'll look at a little bit further, but in the meantime we'll put this back together here. And what we can do here is we can just grab this wave B here and copy it and place it here. It may not be the case, but it's, it's our job to look at these things the best we can in mapping out the future. So that's that. So in this move down through here, as I mentioned, this is the same situation that's happening in the US as well. So everything has got the same wave count coming down through here. I mean, it could be quite possible too that we couldn't rule out that because down here we're also looking at 3 waves down as well so far. So it may be, it may be possible that we've just got a spike here, and we've got an A wave up here, a B wave here, and a C wave here with the wave 4 here, and then we basically go straight up from here. So that's possible as well here. But what we want to do with all of these current rallies so far here, all of these rallies that we're seeing in the European markets and in the US markets and Asia and so on, is that we think that we're looking for 5 waves down. I can sort of get 5 waves out of this structure here, but it does count better if this is only wave 3 here and we're looking for wave 4 here. Now the problem with that is that the wave 4 that we're looking at here has rallied past its, in theory, 38.2% retracement level. So let's just go into, so the 4-hour chart here. So this is kind of what we're looking at here. So wave from the B wave here, wave 1 and 2, and then 5 waves down for the third wave, back for the fourth wave, and then looking down for the fifth wave. Now, we would normally look at from wave 2 here to the bottom of wave 3 here, we would normally be looking at a 38.2% retracement level here, either that target or probably, which I like better, the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree, which is up here. So what we need to do is that we really need for this structure here to play out. We can see that that it's slowing down because it was fast in this initial speed coming back up here, people covering their shorts and so on. So and then it spent the next periods of time here basically slowing down. So we should really be quite mindful of this green wave 4 top here as being a top, and then seeing the market move back lower from that point there. So yeah, so in most cases we can see the market probably edging a little bit higher into this wave 4 here, and I think we just need to allow that to play out, because if that's correct, then we end up moving back down here, making one more new low here. So yeah, we just need to be a little bit mindful of this here. So this is the same for the other markets as well. So this is just the tick chart here. Let me just open this up for a few more bars in here. Might have to get a few more and I can expand it out. So yeah, so from DAX 100 ticks, so from the B wave here we're looking at 1 and 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 for the third wave, and we're looking for the fourth wave to come back up to the fourth wave of 1 lesser degree. So we're looking at this space in here. We'll just make that a nice sort of, just make it a nice big sort of line there, just to sort of, so we can see where that is. So the move up from this low here, put that on there, straighten this up. So we're looking at 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 up here for the A wave, and then looking across for the B wave. That could be counted slightly different. That B wave could actually play out to here as well, but I've put it here for the time being. And we're looking at from this wave B here up for 1 here and back for 2, then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 little waves up here for 3, an A and a B and a C for what I was looking at. This is wave 4 here. It could come back lower to this wave 4 here, and then one more push up into this space here. So the 12,750 is important. We always know that the 65 number is really important here as well, and I might just darken that here because in terms of the trading levels, we know that in the Fibonacci numbers, and we use the Fibonacci as a price ratio, so 1, 2, 3, 5, then 8 up here, and then halfway between those, the 65 number always plays out quite strongly here, so that's good. So we've got this current trend line through the bottom here. So in terms of going short, then you know, we need a bit of a setup for up here for doing that, but at the same time, this trend line becoming the resistance would also be a short as well. It's just a bit of a backup thing, you know. So in terms of shorting, I can't draw on this side of the price on the tick charts. I have to come over here. So even once we get up, if we got 5 little waves, let's just say that we get little 5 waves from this low here, 3, 4, 5 coming up to here, we'd still need to, what you'd need to look for, and what we'll look for tonight, is 5 waves coming down here. And if we get that, then there will be a 3-wave counter trend, and then that would be the short under those 5-wave structures or through that way there. Trend lines always play out as resistance. I'll come back and check it and so on. So at least that will get you started, and you can put, you know, get closer to the market at that point there. So expecting a turnaround at this particular point here. If the 12,800 became support, which is the next Fibonacci number, then we need to look to the upside further in that particular case. But yeah, so just summing that up a little bit. is that we're considering this a wave 4. Yes, it is higher than the 38.2% retracement level, which would be much lower, but it is in line with the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree over here. So we do need to allow that to play out here. This is the same for the other markets as well. So when we look at the Netherlands here as well, it's the same point here as well, in that we're looking for the wave 4 to pull back up into this space here. We'll just follow the DAX basically, but it should sort of finish in here as well. So we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 coming up into this space here, and then folding back down from that point there. So if the 550 comes support, well then we know that we're on the wrong track at that particular stage there. We'll need to look at it a little bit differently, and just looking at differently, I think I had it on the DAX here. If I come back to maybe the 1 hour chart, did I have that set up? Yeah, this is how I've got, this is the alternative count here that I've got. So from the B wave here, down for 1, back for 2, then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 in here for the third wave, and the fourth wave here, and then the fifth wave coming down here for this market. And this could be, the wave 4 could actually be finished here. So I'm aware of that as well. I just don't have the right setup to get us in here. I sort of need to allow this to play out. So coming back to the AEX here, and also with the AEX here as well, you know, if we looked at this on the, say, the weekly chart here, we've pulled back to our 30. Oops, now I'll go to the daily chart. That's a slightly different, same count, but it's just that it's counted the same label, different labeling, same count, different labelings, 1 degree smaller. But what we were looking for here originally, and even coming back into the wave 2 here, normally we look for the 38.2% retracement level coming back from wave 2 here, but because of this little spike here, I'm always a little bit reluctant to use those. But even if we took the low from this case here, we still come in at the 500 as the 38.2% retracement level, which is pretty close to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree. So, I mean, in reality, it's possible that we can have wave 4 already in play here, but I doubt it. So, yeah, we're looking for, we've either got this going to top out just in here, and we come down for the wave 5 here, of wave A here, and then we go back up for wave B in 3 waves, and then we go down for wave C again in here before moving up here. The only other count that we can have in here really is this being the A wave in here, this being the B wave coming into this space here, and then we'll still get the wave C coming into here. So we're still on that track there. So coming back to the hourly chart here, I think we in all cases with the DAX, the FTSE, and all of these guys, we just need this to play out here. Okay, so if you're looking for another short position, you may still be short already from up here. I mean, if I did the video yesterday and the market was down here, well then we certainly would have been locking in some profits at this particular point, and so should you at large numbers. But yeah, as it stands at the moment, let's just allow this to play out here, and let's see how it folds down here. The market will be moving slower at this point. Now it's done at speed here, it's done at speed here, so it will just be moving slower from here. And the FTSE is the same as well. So when we look at the FTSE here, we need to look at it in the same way as well. So we've got wave 3 up here. Because it's moved so much, it's a bit difficult to get all the chart in, but wave 1 and 2 here, we're looking at 1 and 2, and the third wave here, and the fourth wave here, and the fifth wave here for the third. So we're looking for the fourth. It would have rallied beyond its 38.2% area as well, but the wave 4 1 lesser degree is here. So what I was sort of thinking here is that it will trade above the this important number here, this number 3 here. So 7,000, then 1, 2, and 3, which is all of group 1. So if it trades above here and then fails to find support here, then we'll have our setup below here, coming back down through here. If it fails to get, I expect it to trade above it, but not to find support on that number there. So if it does find support on, because if it finds a really nice support on this on number 3 here, then we have to expect the market up at the next level, which is 5. So let's just allow this to play out as well before we make any decisions again to look for new short trades or long trades in these markets. The S&P 500's the same as well as these markets, so it'll be for all of them. Okay, cheers.